We are going to 8 weeks with this lesson. 8 weeks it's going to finish. So from now on till the entrance exam, we are not going to have any more lesson. If you have questions, you can email me and I will try to solve them for you. And if you have questions, you can text me again or you can email me. I will try to answer your questions. Okay, 2014 is the last year questions that we are going to solve. But as you know, I told you before, when the years are getting older, we are leaving the Cambridge system. Cambridge system was different. The old system was different. Most of the questions prepared with respect to old system here. Cambridge hasn't started. I mean, it is start, but the graduations didn't start here. That's why with old system questions, we are going to face. So here, the first question, again, operation order, PEMDAS rules. So we are going to firstly, we are going to try to understand which operation comes firstly here. These are plus and minus signs. I told you, we are accepting like separators. So 5, we are going to keep. 3 times 3, it's going to be 9. Then minus 12 divided by 4, it's going to be, which is equal to 3. So 5 plus 9, it is 14, minus 3, it's equal to 11, it is going to be, and the answer is going to be D. The second question about the fractions. For the fractions, you need to remember that denominators are not same. If the denominators are not same, you cannot add the fractions. So I have to make the denominator same by multiplying crossly their denominators, which means the 3 is written here, 4 is written here. So then 3 is going to be multiplied one by one by numerator and denominator. You know this rule before. Here, I'm going to write like this one and this one, then this one and this one, you are going to multiply. And here, the same thing we are going to do here, this one and this one, and this one and this one, we are going to multiply, and we are going to get like 3 times 1 is equal to 3 divided by 12 minus 4 times 2, it's equal to 8 divided by 12. Again, it's going to be, since the denominator is same, we know that we can do the operation, but also we can write like this. Let me tell you that one. Here, since the denominators, they are going to be same after this operation, we know that one. We can directly write like this. The common denominator here down, and it's going to be equal to minus 5 over 12. It will shorten our operation length, and it will be easier for us. And you know that time is important in entrance exam because you have limited time. So how much you shorten your operation, that much it will be easier. And don't skip the operations, by the way, because when you skip the operations, you may make mistake. And when you make mistake here, it's not easy to return back. I mean, to understand that one. If the answer also is ready for making mistake, then it will be difficult. Yes, general question, fixed type of question, fraction with decimals. So I told you before, with the smallest decimal, smallest degree decimal, we are going to multiply it by 10 to the power of, with 10 powers of 10. So here we are going to multiply by 1000, means this one also by 1000 it's going to be. So when you multiply by the denominator by the same number, you have to multiply the numerator by, which is equal to 140 up, because when you multiply, it should be 140, and down it should be 7, which is equal to 20 it's going to be, and the answer is C. Here, this is optional topic for the 9th grades, and we are teaching here also this subject because sets are important in high school. So this sign means union, I told you before. This sign means union, and this sign means intersection. Intersection means common elements. Union means all. common elements, and union means all elements. So when I say B union C, I have to write all the elements of B and C. So it has to be like this: C, E, F, H. Then I have to write D, then F again. But since F is written and in the set, terms can be written only once. It's already in the set. That's why we are going to keep like this. Okay, this is B union C. And intersection with A, it says A is equal to A, B, C, D. A, B, C, and D. Then here the common elements now I'm going to look. Is A common? No. Is B common? No. C, yes, C is common. And D is common. D is common. So intersection means common elements, as I wrote here. That's why the intersection A, B, C, D intersection C, E, F, H, D is C and D. It's going to be, which is B also again. The next question, again, fractions with integers. We are going to be careful about here with the integer numbers. Here, these are the main fractions, and integers, when there is integer, what to do here? And easy way to write the denominator 1 and to make the fraction again. Because if it is fraction, like 1 over 1 divided by 2 over 3 times 1 over 2 divided by 3 over 1, fraction divided by fraction, it is easy because we are going to multiply inners with inners, outers with outers. Outers with outers written to denominator, inners with inners, it is written to numerator. Also, it's show the same thing here. If you divide them, you know, if you divide two fractions, like this one here, division, this is the division sign, okay? And it's going to, you're going to switch numerator to denominator, and you are going to multiply. You are going to see the same thing here. And in both rules, you are going to get the same result. So I'm going to return here. It means that it is 1 times 3 divided by 1 times 2, which is times 1 times 1. Up, it's going to be 1 times 1. And down, it's going to be 2 times 3, which is equal to 3 over 2 times 1 over 6. It should be here. You can multiply. The numbers are simple numbers. 3 divided by 12, it's going to be. And when you simplify, you have to simplify here. When you simplify 3 by 12, 3 divisible by 3, it's equal to 1. 12 divisible by 12 divisible by 3, it's going to be equal to 4. So the answer is going to be equal to 1 over 4, which is A. Here, you can continue to solve this question with this form, 3 times 3 plus 1, like it is given in the formula. But since this is minus, also you can open the parentheses, and maybe it will be easier for us. That's why this time, last time when I solved this question, I didn't do like that. But this time I'm going to open the parenthesis to eliminate some of the terms, which means here it's going to be like 3 times 3 plus 1 over 3 minus 3 plus 1 over 3. It's going to be, when you open the parenthesis, because minus times plus, it's going to be minus, minus times minus, it's going to be plus here. And 9 plus 1 over 9 minus 9 plus 1 over 9, it's going to be, which is equal to, here the values 3 and minus 3, and here 9 and minus 9, they are going to simplify each other. That's why we are going to 1 over 3 plus 1 over 3, it's going to be, which is equal to 2 over 3 divided by 1 over 9 plus 1 over 9, which is equal to 2 over 9. It has to be, which means we are going to return to this case again. Inners with inners, outers with outers case. 2 times 9, it's equal to 2 times 9, it's written up, and 2 times 3, it is written down. Here, as I told you before, we can simplify 2 and 2 here. 2 and 2, it is in multiplication form. And 9 and 3, you can also simplify. This is going to be 9 and 3, you can simplify. Let me write which here. Let me write 2 divided by 2. It's going to be equal to, I will use the blue color. Yes. 2 divided by 2, 1 and 1, it's going to be 9 divided by 2, 3 and 1 it has to be, which means 1 times 3. 3 divided by 1, which is equal to 3, it's going to be. So the answer is A. It has to be. Okay, the next one here, it's going to be with the powers property. It's a very simple question. Only if you remember, I have written before here, when the negative number inside, you are going to get the power. If the n is even, the result, it should be positive. If the n is odd, I mean the power is odd, then the result should be negative. Multiplication result should be negative because you are going to multiply negative n times, I mean odd number n times, which makes the result negative. Like if you multiply minus 2 to the power of 3, it's going to be equal to minus 2 times minus 2 times minus 2. And the 3 times when you multiply minus, answer it's going to be negative 8. But if you multiply minus 2 to the power of 4, the answer is going to be minus 2 times, minus 2 times, minus 2 times, minus 2 times, minus 2. Then 4 times when you multiply minus times minus plus, plus times minus minus, minus times plus, plus again. So plus 16 it's going to be. So the result, when it is even, the result, it should be positive. That's why here I know that this is going to be positive, because also there is one more rule which I haven't written here. A to the power of n to the power of m is the product of the powers. It's going to be n times m, it has to be. So this is equal to minus 2 to the power of 2 to the power of 3 times 2, which is equal to 6. And here there is no answer with parentheses, because without parentheses it is I mean, this answer and this answer, they are not same, because this is negative answer. First, you're going to get 2 to the power of 6, then you're going to put minus sign. So here the answer, it is also, since the powers are same, it's equal to 2 to the power of 6 at the same time, which is positive one also. So the answer A is going to be. Okay, and this question also, equation question, but this time we have fractions here. The question is not difficult, but you have to follow the steps carefully. That's why we are going to do like this. Firstly, there are some easy methods to solve this one. Like I can send this one to the other side to collect the like terms together. I mean the numbers together, and the unknown terms to the other side I can send. And the equation will be like this. 1 minus 1 over 2 is equal to 1 divided by 1 minus 1 over x. So here the answer, by using this rule, 2 times 1 minus 1, it's going to be, which is equal to 1 over 2. 1 over 2 is equal to 1 over 1 minus 1 over x, it has to be. Okay, this is good also, because since the numerators are same, denominators also should be equal to each other, which means here, this two, this one, and this one, they have to be equal to each other. Why? Because the numerators are same. So I'm going to simplify this thing here. 2 is equal to 1 minus 1 over x, it's going to be. So I'm going to send 1 minus 1 over x other side, like 1 over x is equal to 1 minus 2. Okay, 1 over x, it's going to be equal to minus 1. Here, which answer gives the minus 1 result here? If you replace x by minus 1, only the result will be, or you can switch the places here also. You can do like this also. 1 over minus 1 will be equal to x also, which is minus 1 is equal to x. You can find also like this. So the answer is going to be E. Okay. Now We are going to continue with them. We are going to continue with them here with the next question. Here, this question, it is related with, it seems like system, but actually it is not system question, because we are going to find here by using first or second one, you are going to find this value. Firstly, how to get this value? I know that when the denominator here, first I have fractional expression here, which is equal to 1 over x plus 1 over y is equal to 2. And I know that I have to multiply crossly here if the denominators are not same, like y here and x here, it has to be written. That's why the answer is going to be like y times 1y divided by xy plus x divided by xy. I told that before, you can shorten this operation to write the common denominator. But I wanted to show, since there are letters here, I mean variables here, it's better to write the denominator separately like this for the beginning. Y plus x over here, x times y, it's going to be equal to not 2, for 2 times I'm writing here. The answer is going to be 2 over 5 here. And here, this is 2 over 5. Two over 5. And here also it's equal to 2 over 5. Now, what we are going to do, we found x plus y here. And in the question, it says that x plus y is equal to 2. So I'm going to replace x plus y by 2 times x times y is equal to 2 over 5. Since the numerators are equal to each other, denominators also should be equal to each other. So these two, they are equal to each other. It's going to be, ladies and gentlemen, which means x times y is equal to 5. And the answer is here, E. Okay, we are going to solve the question with respect to here. We are going to solve the question with respect to square roots here. And you have to know these formulas. We are not teaching in, because these are old system questions. That's why we are not teaching. But let me solve them here one by one. Firstly, square root of, let's take the square root of 6.4. And I have to tell, we should get rid of the decimal. That's why it's going to be like square root of 64 over 10. And this is going to be like, here. Here, root 64 divided by root 10, it should be, which is equal to 8 over root 10. And you cannot get rid of the root 10 here. So the other one is equal to root 4 over 10, which is equal to root 4 divided by root 10. Actually, I have written here like root 0.4, which is equal to 2 over root 10. Now, what it has to be, this is root 10 times 8 root 10 plus 2 root 10. Since the denominators are same, you can easily add them. It is equal to root 10 times 8 plus 2, it's equal to 10 divided by root 10. Here we know that if you multiply the integer, this is not integer, but if you multiply the number by the fraction, you have to multiply only with the numerator, which means here, this is going to be equal to root 10 root 10 divided by 10 times root 10 divided by root 10, which means we can simplify this 2 here. And we will get on the answer here. This is 1 and 1. It's going to be, the answer is going to be equal to 10, which is B. The next question, we solved similar question to this one. And we know that we are going to use here factorization rules. And we are going to, because this is identity here, which is written, And the roots of this one, you're going to factors of this one, you're going to see that it's going to be x plus 2 and x minus 2. So it's easy to make the denominators same here. Let's do that one firstly, then let's see what is the answer. Firstly, I'm going to write like this. I know that x squared minus 4 is equal to x squared minus 2 squared, which is equal to, if a squared minus b squared, a plus b times a minus b, then x squared minus 2 squared is equal to x minus 2 times x plus 2 times x minus 2. It has to be. So I'm going to factorize this one firstly. Then there is another part here. If I multiply x minus 2 by x plus 2, I will get x squared minus 4. I need to know that one also, which means since the denominators are not same, I'm going to multiply crossly like this, x minus 2 and x plus 2. And I know that I'm going to multiply x plus 2 times x minus 2. It's going to be equal to x squared minus 4. That's why I'm multiplying this one by only 1, which is 2 times x minus 2 divided by x plus 2 times x minus 2 plus 3 times x plus 2 divided by x plus 2 times x minus 2 and minus 4x divided by x plus 2 times x minus 2, because I know that this is going to be the factorized one. And now all the denominators are same. You can firstly distribute these, then you will add, or you will do that one together to not to lose time, which is equal to 2x plus, not plus, minus 4, plus, here the sign is plus, so this is plus 3 times x is equal to 3x, plus 3 times 2 is equal to plus 6, minus here the sign, minus plus, it's going to be minus 4x, it has to be, divided by x plus 2 times x minus 2. I'm trying to keep, instead of x squared minus 4, I'm going to try to keep in this factorized form, because the answer is, as you see, without denominator x squared minus 4. If the denominators are x squared minus 4, I will multiply them. But as you see, they are not, so I have to keep them like this. And what it's going to be? 2x plus 3x is equal to 5x minus 4x is equal to x, minus 4 plus 6 is equal to plus 2, divided by x plus 2 times x minus 2. And here it's going to be like this one and this one we can simplify. And here, when you simplify these two, they are going to be both divisible by itself, and the result it's going to be 1. And the answer it's going to be equal to 1 over x minus 2, so A. Okay, the next question, it's going to be here. And with subtraction integers with fraction. So it's expected to get some sequence here, some order of numbers to simplify the things. That's why let me start to do operation firstly here. If I write like this, the result is going to be 2 times 1 minus 1, which is equal to 2 minus 1, 1 over 2. For the next one, it's going to be 3 times 1 minus 1, which is equal to 2 over 3 times. The next one, it's going to be 4 times 1 minus 1, 3 divided by 4, it's going to be. So these are here, as I wrote here, it's going to be like this. Then times, there are 3 points here, and then times 30 times 1. 30 times 1 is equal to 30, minus 1, 29, divided by 30, it's going to be. So this is in parentheses, then plus 29 over 30 we have. So what to do here? Firstly, we have to understand this one. Crossly, we can multiply that. We can simplify these terms here. This one and this one, it's got this one and this one. Then this one and this one. Then this one and this one, it's going to be. And here, this one, here, the 29 is written, I know that one. Here, these are going to be like this, which means here, when you simplify, all these are, this is going to be 1 and 1, 1 and 1 here, 1, 1 and 1. So all the numbers, when you multiply by the up, it's going to be 1. divided by 1 times 1 times 1 times, only the 30 is not simplified. 1, it's equal to 30. Then 29 over 30 we have here. The denominators are same, common denominator is written. 1 plus 29, it is 30, which is equal to, the answer is going to be equal to 1. Here it should be equal to 1. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to continue with the next question now, like 13. Here, nothing is different. And we are going to, here there's a fraction only. Nothing is different means normal. Sorry. This is only a question. Only we have to distribute this one, then we have to find what the answers are. So let's start with 3x plus 5 plus 6 times 7 is equal to 42. Then 6 times minus x over 2, it's equal to minus 6x over 2, it's going to be, it's equal to 0. You know that only we are multiplying by the numerator, which is equal to, this is 3x plus 47 minus 3x is equal to 0. So when you 3x minus 3x, when you cancel them, they cancel each other. This one and this one, they cancel each other. So the answer is going to be here, it's equal to 47 is equal to 0, which means here there is no solution. There is no solution, and this no solution is empty set. This is also shows empty set for us. By the way, let me tell you, no solution doesn't mean that 0. Okay, 0 cannot be, and this is the empty set. As I said, there is no solution for this question, and the answer is going to be equal to B.
Teacher, could you go to question 12?
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, this is again simultaneous equation, but simultaneous equation requires here some operations, then you can make it simultaneous equation. In simultaneous equation, x and y terms collected to same side, then you can solve the question like this is 3x plus 3 plus 2 is equal to 6 plus 2y, it's going to be firstly, and it is not finished here. I have to collect the same terms to same side, which is 3x minus 2y is equal to 6 minus 3 minus 2, it's going to be, this is the last part now. Here, the first one is going to be 3x minus 2y is going to be equal to 1. This is the first one. And the down, it was written 14x minus 9y, sorry, 9y. 9y is equal to 5. And then we have to do like this. We are going to here, we are going to multiply the to eliminate the terms. We are going to multiply the by 9 and 2 these sides, and then here we are going to make one of them negative. Let's make this one negative, or up. Let's make negative. Let's make negative. Like this one 9. So here minus 9 times it's going to be equal to 3x. It's equal to minus 27x. Minus 9 times minus 2y, it's equal to 18y. And minus 9 times minus 1, I'm sorry. Minus 9 times 1, it's equal to minus 9, it's going to be. And 14x, it's going to be 28 by multiply by 2. 28x minus 18y is equal to 10, it has to be, which means when you add them side by side, ladies and gentlemen, minus 27 plus 28, it's equal to x, plus 18 minus 18 is 0, minus 9 plus 10, it's equal to 1, it has to be. So x is equal to 1, ladies and gentlemen, we have two cases here. this one, and this one is eliminated. And what is the y value we can find here? Actually, there are two cases, -1 or 1 it will be. Let's find which is true. How you can get that one? 14 times, or this one from 3x minus 2y is equal to 1, which means 3 times 1 minus 2y is equal to 1. And you can get like this: 3 minus 1 is equal to 2y, 2 is equal to 2y, and y is equal to also 1. It has to be, so which means that y is equal to 1. The answer is going to be equal to, see here, x is equal to 1, y is equal to 1 is the answer of the question. Here, I think by typo here, mistake, it's written here minus, then it's corrected to plus. Normally, there is no need to write. You can write like this: C is 1 and 1. It's not necessary to mention. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now we are going to continue with this type of question here. This type of questions are a bit different than the others. These need to be, we have to solve different methods here. And like these are like Olympiad questions, a bit difficult here than the other type of questions. So a plus b, if it's equal to 10 and b plus c is equal to 6, what to do here? Firstly, I have to order them, which means b plus c, it's given. I can rewrite that one: b squared plus b plus c, this one and this one I have written, then plus b plus c times a divided by a minus c here, which is equal to, if I get b parentheses here for this term, b times b plus c, it's going to be plus b plus c times a divided by a minus c, it's going to be. And now, what to find here? Firstly, a plus b and b plus c, it's given here. Where we can find this one here, b plus c already given, so I can replace this one by 6, which means b times 6 plus 6 times a is equal to, now these two, they are a common number, divided by a minus c, and here 6 times a plus b divided by a minus c. It's going to be here the important part now, how to find the a minus c, because a plus b is given 10, so this is going to be 6 times 10, but what about a minus c? Here I'm going to get the a minus c from these two, which means if a plus b is equal to 10 and b plus c, it's equal to 6. Since b is common for both of them, 6, I'm going to say b is equal to 6 minus c. b is equal to 6 minus c. And then I'm going to replace here, which is equal to a plus 6 minus c is equal to 10, which is equal to a minus c is equal to 10 minus 6, which means a minus c is equal to 4, it has to be. So divided by 4, which is equal to 60 divided by 4, then the answer is going to be equal to 15, which is B. Yeah. Okay, the next question. Here we are going to solve the questions, this type of questions. These are the fraction question, but here there's no need to hesitate, because the denominators, as you see, 3 over x and minus 1 over y. So it's easy to solve. These are here. It's not asking x plus y or find x and y together. That's why we can use the elimination method again. Like this is like 3 over 3a minus b is equal to 1, and a minus b is equal to 1 if it is, a minus b if it's equal to 3, then I switch like this: a is equal to 1 over x and b is equal to 1 over y. Okay, if I write like this, then this becomes simultaneous equation again, and you know how to solve this one. here you are going to multiply one of them by minus to eliminate the b here, because I need the x value, which is related with a. Then I'm going to multiply this one by minus sign, or yeah, whatever, minus 1 I'm going to multiply. Then this is going to be minus 3a plus b is equal to minus 1, and a minus b is equal to 3. When you add them side by side, it's going to be like minus 3a plus a, it's going to be equal to minus 2a. b and minus b, they simplify each other. Minus 3 plus 1 is equal to 3, it's going to be. So a is equal to 2. This is equal to 2. A is equal to 2 over minus 2, which is equal to, a is equal to minus 1. I have chosen a from the beginning. A is equal to 1 over x, so 1 over x is equal to minus 1. And if you remember from the previous question, I said you can switch these two like this, and it's going to be equal to 1 over minus 1 is equal to x, which means minus 1 is equal to x, it has to be, and this is the answer of the question, and here it is b. Here in this question type, we have seen this type of question, and I will always remind about this one. We are going to start from always innest. Here inside the square root, again square root, inner square root, and again square root. So which one is the innest? Here this is 16, so we have to start always from the root 16. So this is going to be equal to root of 8 times 16 times 1 over 96 times root 9 times 4, it has to be. And root 9 times 4 is equal to, I know that, 36. So this is going to be root 8 times 16 times root 1 over 96 times 36, which is equal to 6 here. So it's going to be equal to root 8 times root 16 times root 1 over 96 times 6. It's going to be 1 over 96 times 6. It is 6 over 96. This is 6 over 96. And that's equal to also 1 over 16. So the answer is going to be like this. Root 8 times 16 times 1 over 16. 1 over 16, ladies and gentlemen, root 1 over 16. I haven't written the formula here, but in the previous pages here, I mean, this one with the root here, this one, 1 over, if it is 1 over 16 can be written root 1 over root 16. So which is equal to root 1 over root 16, that's equal to 1 over 4. So this is going to be equal to root 8 times root 16 times 1 over 4, which is equal to, this is equal to 16 over 4, and that's equal to 4. So the question becomes like this: 8 times, 8 times root 4, which is equal to root 8 times 2, which is equal to root 16, and that's equal to 4. It has to be. And here the question, it's not difficult question, only you have to follow the steps carefully. That's why I have written like this. I hope that it won't be confusing for you. You are going to follow this order, and here I did the operations here inside the operations a bit near the question. I hope that it won't be confusing for you. Okay, the answer, if it is 4 and D, it's going to be. Okay, the next page. Here, actually, as I understand from the answers, this is basic multiplication of variables. So we are going to multiply all the terms of here. A cube minus a square b plus ab square minus b cube by the powers, by the a and b one by one, which means I'm going to do like this firstly. Here, firstly this one and this one I'm going to multiply, then this one and this one I'm going to multiply. One by one I'm going to multiply like this one and this one, here, and this one, I'm going to multiply by a firstly. Then all of them, we are going to multiply by b then, which means all the terms of the first one multiplied by all the terms of the second one. Here, this one and this one, it's going to be. Let's continue to do operation here, which is equal to, let's use different color. Here, a cube times a, we know that directly I'm going to do these operations. A cube times a, you know that is a cube times a to the power of 1 normally it is, which is a cube times a. Then the powers added, a to the power of 4, it's going to be, but since the operation is long, directly I'm going to add them. You know, a cube times a, it's going to be equal to a to the power of 4 minus a squared times b times a, it's going to be equal to minus a cube b. A b squared times a, it's equal to plus a square b squared minus b cube times a, it's going to be equal to minus a b cube, it's going to be. Then here we are going to multiply all the terms of the first expression by the second term now. A cube times b, it's going to be equal to plus a cube b. Then a cube times, pardon, a minus a squared times b times a b, pardon, b is equal to minus a squared b squared. It's going to be a times b squared times b is equal to plus a b cube, it has to be, and minus b cube times b is equal to minus b to the power of 4. It has to be, let me change the color of this one to not to confuse here, like this. Let's do, then let's continue to this one. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you recognize here some of the terms with positive sign and they're equal to, let's say, a cube b minus here, and here a cube b with plus, which means the result is 0 for them. If I simplify these two, let's say this one and this one, they are going to be simplified. Then a squared b squared I have here, minus a squared b squared I have, so I can simplify these two. And here we have minus ab cube and plus ab cube, which means these two also they went. And what left here? Only two terms, a4 and minus b4, which is equal to a4 minus b4. The answer is C, it has to be. Next question. It is related with the powers. And here the term, it is given in fraction and it is given in decimal. So I have to convert one of them to each other. I can make this one decimal or I can convert this one to fraction, because they have to be equal for doing an operation. If the bases are not same, you cannot do an operation between them. If there is inequality and if it is asking D, it means that the bases it should be similar. This one, when you simplify, you should get 1 over 8, or since 1 over 8 is 2 to the power of something, and 2 to the power of 3, you should get 1 over, you should get here like 1 over 4 or 1 over 8 again. Let me continue to divide 0.28, 0.125, I'm sorry, it's equal to 125 divided by 1000, and then it's going to be equal to, when you divide by 5, it's going to be equal to 25 divided by 200, and when you divide by 5, it's going to be equal to 5 divided by 40, and when you divide by 5, it's going to be equal to 1 over 8. So which means 0.125, sorry, 0.125 is equal to 1 over 8, which means the question returns to this form: 1 over 8 to the power of 2d plus 1 is equal to 1 over 8 to the power of d minus 3. When it is like this, they are very easy question. Why? Because here we may get this term here like this, like 2d plus 1 d minus 3 here they have to be equal to each other because the bases are same. So it's going to be equal to 2d plus 1. It should be equal to d minus 3. 2d minus d is equal to minus 3 minus 1. D is equal to minus 4. It's going to be, so it is E. The next one, it is related with absolute value. These are the type of old system questions that I mentioned before. Here, like minus 5, we have here, and these are in absolute value. Absolute value and exponents, we are going to try to understand. Firstly, I'm going to continue one by one. The signs are important here. Signs are important because here, this one, let's say we are going to keep these signs, okay? And I'm making with red to show the difference here. Let's say I'm going to change the color here. The results I'm going to write with black, but I'm going to write the signs again, these signs again with minus n. By the way, let me tell you this one. Firstly, the minus 5 squared, whatever it's inside or outside, the result, it's going to be like minus 5. It's going to be equal to 5. That's why here, this is the square. Here, it's going to be equal to 5 squared, which is equal to 25. So the first answer is 25. Then minus sign I'm writing here. And what is minus 5 squared? Minus 5 squared, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be equal to minus 5 squared. It's equal to minus 25 in absolute value, but since it is in absolute value, again, it's going to be 25. So this is equal to 25 again. And the plus sign is here. Plus sign, this plus sign I'm writing here. Then this is minus 5 parenthesis squared. Minus 5 parenthesis squared, it's going to be equal to 25. This is going to be equal to 25 also. I'm writing directly because this part, I think it's clear for you. Here, this one is going to be 25. And down, it's going to be equal to minus 5 squared. Like this one, it's equal to, like this one, I'm sorry. This is going to be equal to 25. Then minus 25 in absolute value, it's going to be equal to 25 here. And 5 squared, it's equal to 25, the square of it, that's 25. And minus 5 squared, this one and this one is same, that's 25 again. And I didn't write the signs only here. Here plus and minus, it's going to be. I consciously made the signs different color to see these are not because of the absolute value. As you see, all the results of absolute value came out with positive result. But this sign here minus because of the sign of the operation. And it's going to be like here minus 25 plus 25, it's going to be equal to, this is 0, and then plus 25. This is 25, 25 plus 25, 50 minus 25, it's going to be equal to 25 again. And the answer is equal to 1, which is B. It has to be. The next question, it is related with the circle. Actually, we are not teaching this subject in the circle, but in 9th grade, in circle subject also we are not teaching, but we have to know this property here. This is called inscribed angle. This angle is inscribed angle in English, and this is central angle. And this is arc angle. And arc angle, and when they see the same arc, like the legs, they see the same arc. So when they see the same arc, when they close the same arc, the arc angle and central angle is there equal to each other, and the inscribed angle, which see the same arc, it is the half of it. It should be. So basically, this should be, since BA and BC here, this arc there is here. Let me write with different color here. Here, this arc, since it is equal to 2A, the inscribed angle, it should be equal to A. This is the first condition. And the second condition here, 2A plus 2a plus 4a plus 3a plus a. We turn around the circle. That's why the sum, it has to be total angles in circle. It should be 360 degree, which is equal to 2 plus 4 plus 3 plus a is equal to 10a. 10a is equal to 360 degree. So a is equal to 360 divided by 10, which is equal to a is equal to 36. It's going to be, and 36 degree it's going to be. And I told you this is the half of it. So if this is 2a, this should be half of it, which is a. So x is equal to a, and it is equal to 36. It has to be. The next one, here we are going to use this property here, a plus b plus c. When you have convex quadrilateral like this, the sum of three acute angle is going to be non-adjacent exterior obtuse angle. Here it has to be a plus b plus c. Here this angle it should be. So since we know this is 90 degree, this angle that's named like x plus 35 plus 20, it should be equal to 90. Since also this is, it shows that here the angles, they are equal to each other. This is also x degree it's going to be. So let's start to solve the question. Firstly, x plus here, I think you can see this one also. I didn't show that one, but here, here we have this convex quadrilateral. Actually, it is concave quadrilateral. I'm telling convex quadrilateral, but concave it is. Okay, this one. So here, the x plus, firstly, the x plus 35 plus 20, it's going to be equal to 90 degree. So it means that x plus 55, it should be equal to 90 degree. Then x is equal to 90 minus 55, which is equal to, x is equal to 35 degree. It's going to be. That's the first one. So if x is equal to 35, if this angle is 35, so this angle is also 35. So you can find the alpha easily because we know that this is 90, this is 35. So you can easily find the alpha angle here, which means sum of two in ADC, the sum of interior angles of the triangle is going to be 360, which means alpha plus 90 plus 35, it should be equal to 180 degree, which means alpha plus 125 is equal to 180 degree. Alpha is equal to 180 minus 125, and alpha is going to be equal to 180 minus 120, it is 60, which is the answer is going to be 55 degree here. So the answer is D. Next question. Here, there are some isosceles triangles here. Let me show the isosceles triangle property here. If two sides are same in isosceles triangle, the base angles should be equal to each other. So we are going to use this property here. This one and this one, if they are equal to each other, if two sides are equal to each other, we know that the angles are going to be equal to each other also. Here, this angle and this angle, they are going to be equal to each other. So it's written here, AB is equal to BC, which means these two sides, they are equal to each other, and KL is equal to KC, which means this side and this side, they are equal to each other, which means this angle, if it is named as A, this is also A, it's going to be, because we are looking for X, and this is also A, it's going to be, because since BC is equal to BA, these two, they should be equal to each other in the isosceles triangle, and I'm going to find like this, A plus 76 here, A plus 76, it's going to be equal to 180 degree. The first one in ABC, A plus 76 is equal to 180 degree. 2A is equal to 180 minus 76. 2a is equal to 104. A, it has to be is equal to 104 divided by 2, which is equal to a is equal to 52. It has to be, but we don't need a, we need to find the x value. And here we are going to use the sum of interior angles is equal to non-adjacent exterior angle, which means if this is a and this is b, then this angle, it should be equal to a plus b. Here it is, if this is a and a, x should be equal to 2a is equal to x. And I'm going to write immediately 2a is equal to x, because here I have that one 2a form here. I found a, but 2a is equal to 104. I know 2a is equal to x, so it's going to be equal to 104, and this is the answer D. Here, these are the last two questions. This is parallel line question, and we are going to check the parallel lines, and parallel lines gives us the equal angles. Firstly, these two angle, if these two sides AB and DC, they are parallel to each other, it means that this angle and this angle, they are equal to each other, because here if I rotate this figure here, you're going to see this one. Now, this angle here, this angle and this one, it should be same. Then this angle and this one also, it should be same. That's important. So these two angles, they are equal to each other, which is equal to, here, this one, if it is equal to 30, I have to shade here. If this is 30, this is also 30, it's going to be. And whatever this is here, this angle, this should be also equal to each other. So we are starting to solve the question now. Okay, this is the first one, and it's written here, ED is equal to DC. ED is equal to DC, which means, I'm sorry, which means this angle, if ED is equal to DC, these two sides, if they are equal to each other, we are going to use the isosceles property here. This is going to be also equal to each other here. This is also, they are since vertical angles. This is also, they are equal to each other. Now, what does it mean? If I name this one A, angle A is A, this is also A, this is also A, and this is also A. So it's very easy to find the value of A, because 30 plus in A, B, and E triangle, A plus 30, it's going to give you 180 degree, which means 2A is equal to 180 minus 30, which means 2A is equal to 150, and A is equal to 150 over 2, which means A is equal to 75. It has to be. Okay. The next one, it's going to be here. And one question related with the roots and exponents, and actually we are not solving with we are not finding the n value, because when you say 2 to the power of n is equal to root 3 minus 1, firstly root 3 approximately 1.42 it's going to be, and none of the power of 2 is equal to 1.42, 52 maybe, I don't remember exactly. I think root 2 is 1.42 it was, so it is going to be 1.52 or something like that. So 1.52 minus 1 is 0.52. It's going to be approximately these are, here we are going to try to convert everything into this form, which means when I see 2 to the power of n, I'm going to write root 3 minus 1, which means here it's going to be like this, root 3 minus 1 minus 2 divided by, instead of 2 to the power of n, I'm writing that value, then root 3 minus 1 plus 1, which is equal to, here, which is equal to root 3 minus 3 divided by root 3, it's going to be. Now, as you see, none of the answer is in that form, and if we return to this one, 2 to the root 3 minus 1 is equal to 2 to the power of n, then we cannot get anything here again. That's why first I need to get rid of from the denominator, because all the answers here with without denominator. So to rationalize the denominator, we are calling like that. We are going to here, we are going to make like root 3. Root 3 times 3, it's going to be equal to root 3 times root 3 minus 3 divided by, it's going to be root 3 times 3, which is equal to root 3 times here. It's going to be equal to root 3 times here. What it's going to be root 3 times 3, root 3. And I made a mistake here. I have to distribute this one. 3 minus 3 root 3 divided by 3, it has to be. And this is the last part now. When you get 3 parentheses, 1 minus root 3 divided by 3, it's going to be, which is equal to here. 3 and 3, if you simplify, 1 minus root 3, it should be the answer. This is the last part. Hoppa. I made a mistake here. Yeah. Here I have to simplify these two, and I'm going to get 1 minus root 3 is the answer. What is 1 minus root 3? And here I'm going to convert to this form now. 2n plus 1, so on, since it's equal to root 3, 1 minus root 3 instead of, I'm going to write 2 to the power of n plus 1, which is equal to 1 minus 2 to the power of n minus 1, which is equal to minus 2 to the power of n. It's going to be, which is equal to A, the answer going to be. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of our lesson now.